basically we've looking at the two games that are left. It's two cup finals for Dundee United, two 90 minutes of play that win both, and that gives them the best possible option that they could have to guarantee Premier League football next year.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, there's that. Still a lot of football to be played. I mean, for scenarios will pan out, or if you like, prizes will pan out as the games go by. But certainly the first one that we can fight for is that top six. And to give ourselves that opportunity to do that, we would need to get a win against Celtic. So we're going to attack and try and go and do that. And then whatever happens after that, we'll attack whatever the prize is then after that. Be that cementing being a Premiership team next season and or winning in the rest of the games that we play in to keep trying growing things forward. We'll do that, but first and foremost, focus in my mind is getting the last day of preparation tomorrow. And really excited and looking forward to a great game against one of the Old Firm on Sunday for such big prizes. I mean, surely that's what you want to be involved in football for. You want to be involved in these big games. It's just a pity there's not going to be a crowd there, because we all understand it would be full, be brilliant, what an atmosphere, but we'll have to make do with the cyber support, if you like, and go out there and still try and get a positive result.
This whole split scenario must be something that's completely new to yourself to come into. I mean, if there's no split in the league, then this game really means little or nothing. But because of this split, it means everything to Dundee United, this particular game. So how do you find the concept of this split coming at this point of the season?
I like it. It feels a wee bit like the playoffs in England. You're trying to earn a right to play in a different tournament, if you like. It feels a wee bit similar to that. There is similarities. Whereas you play so many games and you win your way into a different sort of tournament. So there is I've been involved in that type of football before. I like it. I like it. I think, like you just said, it keeps a season alive and keeps prizes up for grabs and for everybody in the league. So it's I enjoy it, and I just want to make sure that I come out of it positively. So we will work hard to make sure that happens.
As I say, Celtic are coming to Tannadice on Sunday to, basically play for their lives. It's opening up for a really cracking game that's going to be hopefully end to end with a positive outcome for you at the end of the day.
Well, that's the aim, and that's what we want to try and do. And like we've said to everybody, we're thinking about Dundee United. I honestly am. People speak about pressure and all the rest of it, and if the result goes our way on Saturday, I've got an unbelievable opportunity on Sunday to try and keep the top six aspirations alive, and we will be fighting to try and make that happen, because we're a fantastic club and we're in right. So we'll see what happens on Saturday. That has to be the first step for it being positive for our, as I said, aspirations to get into that top six. And then we get a crack at it on Sunday in a really tough game, but a brilliant game to be involved in. And we're going to attack that. And then, of course, the story's not over. Even if we get the positive result, and that we've got to go again on in 2 weeks' time again. So all to play for. Delighted that as a football club we're involved in these types of games, because that's what I wanted to be as a manager, coming up here and be involved in this type of football. I love this type of football. What people might call the pressure games, I call the games of meaning. So this is it now. You're down, you're in among it. This is it now. All the cards are on the table. We're ready to roll. So look forward to it Sunday.
And the last one from me, it's kind of slightly off track. It's to do with Nicola that I mentioned earlier on. I've seen today that she has announced that she insists that the Scottish Government are absolutely intent on hosting the Euro 2020s this year. How good would that be for Scotland if we can make sure that we can get fans back into the game for these games in June of this year?
It's quite a simple answer to that. We are Scotland and we love football. And if you want to see proper fans watching any kind of football at that kind of level and get the right atmosphere and the right carnival environment, then bring it to Scotland. Because one thing that will be for sure is that the games in that tournament will be embraced by a country who loves its football and will be really, really excited about being able to host it, and will be determined that we show everybody our love of the game and make sure that any games that get played here get properly supported. So it'll be fantastic, and at a right time as well, coming out of hopefully a lockdown. It'll be a whole country of celebration by that point, and we can go and show how delighted we are to be back out and among it again, and appreciate being back in football stadiums.
Looking at it from kind of a personal point of view, from your own self, this is the first year that you've experienced the Premier League coming up against the likes of Celtic and Rangers and Aberdeen, etc. How do you think that's helped you develop this season to being a better player for Dundee United?
Yeah, I think it definitely has helped. You know, it's as a goalkeeper, you're going to be in the spotlight when you're going to face those really, really good teams as well. So, you know, like I said, start of the season, I'm really looking forward to it, and kind of set that as a challenge, you know, to myself. How do I compare in the league? How do I play against the top teams and stuff like that? So, and then as you kind of go over the season, it's all about trying to be as consistent as possible. You know, whether you face, you know, a so-called smaller team or whether you face a top team, is how is your performance? Can you maintain a certain level? And that's just been something I spoke with my goalie coach, Neil Alexander, this year. He said, listen, it's a great challenge for you because, you know, probably they're going to be days where you're going to be really busy and going to have to make a difference. And, you know, I wouldn't have it any other way.
Looking at the game on Sunday, with the size of pool and depth of squad that Celtic have, from your point of view, is it quite difficult to prepare for the game, not knowing who you're going to come up against? Because you could be facing any one of probably 4 or 5 strikers. Yeah,
you could. But as usual, the gaffers prepared us really well. So we know. But you know, at the end of the day, it's about what you do on the pitch. You have to figure out, you know, what are they good at, you know, how can we stop this as players on the pitch? Not necessarily, you know, it's not just chess and you move pieces about. Sometimes it's that feeling and kind of a sensitivity on the pitch. You know, what do you feel? Do we need for the next 10 minutes? Is it something like that? So, you know, I think obviously they've got a bigger depth in their squad, but they didn't have any midweek games. So, you know, it's not like we faced loads of midweek games and they can just rotate players in and out, which, you know, we probably can't. So I don't think it makes a difference in the sense of being fresh or not fresh. So you know, big strong teams going to have big strong squads and going to have to deal with it.
This weekend, St Mirren face Rangers on the Saturday and Dundee United face Celtic on the Sunday. Do you think it might have been better if both games had been at the same time, so that you would, rather than necessarily knowing, you know, how the result's going to turn out in advance, if they'd been the same time, might it have been a different game?
Yeah, maybe. But you know, the league puts the table out, and that's how we play. So even if St Mirren were to get a positive result on Saturday, you know, we still have to go out there on Sunday and do a job and you know, play to the best of our abilities and having that will and that hunger to win. So you know, for me, it doesn't make a big difference. For me personally.